Hey, what's up? John Sonmez here from simpleprogrammer.com. So I want to talk about today something that has been spurred by a email that I got. I'm not going to read the email, but I'm going to give you the gist of it. And it has to do with the shirts that I'm wearing. Sort of, but it has to do a lot more than that. While I'm at it, I might as well tell you, if you've been watching my videos, you've seen my shirt, you wanted to get one. I haven't plugged it in a while, but you can get a Simple Programmer shirt. You can go here to get one and get a Trusted Process shirt, and you can be cool like me. But anyway, I got this email, which came from a fan of Simple Programmer. I know he's a fan of the channel, so I want to say this because he's not a hater, right? And I know this because I've gotten many emails from him. He's been supportive, encouraging, so I want to preface this by saying that so he doesn't get a bunch of hate, because he's not a hater. He's really a nice guy, and he's really trying to help me here. But I don't necessarily agree. Well, it brings up a subject here, or brings up some subject of debate. So got an email essentially saying, hey, look, when you wear these tight shirts, specifically that blue shirt, so there's a video you can watch where I'm wearing the super tight blue shirt. It's sort of, the gist of it was, it says, hey, look at my muscles. Obviously the shirt's too tight for you. Maybe you should wear a larger shirt. I do think that that shirt does fit me well. I like how I look in it. That's why I wear it. But he says it sort of conveys almost like I'm trying to show you my muscles. Hey, we should cue that prank video I did about showing muscles. Yeah, let's do that. All right. And it sort of conveys somewhat of a lack of confidence, right? And a like, you need to look at me type of thing. So, well, and there's another point to this, which is essentially that your advice should be helping as many people as possible. So if you turn off some people, which some people are not going to like that, or they're not going to like you wearing tank tops in videos, that's not good. Like maybe you should be trying to appeal to everyone, right? Essentially, that's not exactly what he said, but that was sort of the gist of it. And essentially, like I think this came from the place of, hey, I don't want to see you like harmed. You might be doing something that's bad for you, bad for your image, that's making you appear to be less confident, and like you're trying to show off, and that's where that comes from. So I understand the psychology behind that, but I want to talk about this a little bit and just think about this, kind of break this down as I do here. So the first thing well, just from I'll give you my explanation, or what I think. So as far as what I'm wearing with these videos, now I'm probably working to do some image crafting and things like that, but for the most part, what I'm concerned about when I'm doing the videos is the genuineness of my content and authenticity here, and hopefully you can see that. I do a lot of videos just because I want to get them done. I'm in a workout clothes and things like that. Some of the videos I am wearing what I think looks best on me, which is, we are on YouTube here. It is, you could say it's showing off, but I don't care. It's what makes me feel good, right? So that's the thing is, at the very base level, from my perspective, I know what I think looks good on me. And, different people could disagree with that. Sometimes I'm not actually caring what I'm wearing because I'm just trying to get a video done. And sometimes I'm wearing the Simple Programmer shirt. But if that makes sense to you, that's basically, and so if I were to address like, oh, is that shirt too small for you? Is there a reason why you're wearing a super small shirt? Well, yeah, I worked really pretty fucking hard to build up my physique. I want to show it on the videos for sure, because I do a lot of fitness advice stuff, and I may eventually get into that space more deeply. So I want to show that. And yes, would baggier stuff show it somewhat? Yeah, I think so. But I do want to create a very bold image, especially people that are new to the channel. When they see me, I want them to say, man, that guy does not look like a programmer. I want that to be the impression. So I'm going to talk a little bit about that in this video. This is a very meta video, and I'm giving you my inside secrets of what is my psychology, what am I thinking about in terms of this channel. And I could be wrong here, right? I mean, I could be wrong with stuff, but this is the direction I'm going. So that's my basic spiel on why I'm wearing what I'm wearing. I'm actually going to be, I'm buying a new wardrobe next week because it's, I haven't had time. It's been a long time. I really need to update my clothing. You probably see me wearing the same shirts for like 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. They're getting old, okay? They're starting to get some age on them, so I need some new wardrobe. So you'll probably be seeing some things changing in that regard. Anyway, plus I'm learning and I'm evolving it, and I'm making decisions like maybe I shouldn't wear the tank tops anymore. Maybe I shouldn't wear my hat backwards. Maybe I'm going to present a more cleaner, straight image, or I've got some things in the works. I'm always thinking about certain things, and sometimes things don't matter. So that's where my mindset is with this, and primarily I'm wearing what I think looks good on me and what I like, and I really don't give a shit what other people think in terms of that. That's primarily. So that brings me to the point of saying, like, okay, so where should you sit on this, right? Do you care, right? The question is, like, for me, I really just, like, I want to wear stuff that I look in the mirror and I'm like, man, you look good. I like that, right? And that's my primary motivation. And I think that's really important. I think it's important to not, again, I've done videos on not doing things to please other people or to seek approval. And I think that perhaps some of that could be viewed as seeking approval, and maybe somewhere deep down, right? Let's be totally raw here. Maybe there's some of that. I'm not perfect, right? There's maybe some piece of that. I haven't expelled that all out, but I think in general, you've got to pick and do things in life that are primarily to please yourself. What do you like? And you might be misguided, and you might be wrong, and you might grow and learn as you progress, right? And those things, it could be better. Your style could improve, right? My style could improve, okay? It surely can. Why not, right? All things can improve, but you got to be doing what's true to you at that point. If what you're doing is for the sake of getting someone's approval, for example, if I get this email and I'm like, man, oh shit, I better change up my whole thing, and I better not do that because now I'm self-conscious of that. Well, that's not the right reason to do it, right? But may I take this into account and say, that's interesting, perception-wise, this is the perception that I want. That would be a valid reason. It's a reason to make some kind of change. So it's a little bit confusing. It might seem ambiguous and like I'm saying the same thing, those are both the same thing, but they're really not. It really comes down to the motivation. And yes, I'm using the shirt here as an example. I wasn't even going to read this email because I don't want to get into it and open up a huge debate on the shirt. I want to talk about a different concept, but it's worth it. I think that this is worth it because this applies obviously more than just the shirt. It does apply to what kind of clothing that you wear, but it applies how you carry yourself, what you say, what you do, if you're going to say fuck on your YouTube channel or not, because different people are going to say whether or not that is appropriate, right? There's just a ton of stuff where this concept applies, and so that's why I think it's really important to know what you like, what you want, what you believe is correct. And I say this a lot of times, but this is a good position to reinforce it, and then do that. Now, based on what I observe, based on feedback, based on other things, may I change what I think is good? May I change what my style is, or may I decide not to wear a certain kind of shirt or to wear different clothing? Of course. But what is the motivation? What is the impetus that has caused it? That's really what the question comes down to. And again, this is not just shirts, right? This is your life. This is what you choose to do, how you choose to act, how you choose to behave. You're either trying to be a people pleaser, or you're standing your own ground and you're doing what you like. And sometimes people are going to confuse that. Here we want to take it one level deeper, right? So in this case, right, perhaps me doing that, right? And again, I'm not perfect at doing it, but perhaps me doing that actually makes me look more like a people pleaser to other people. And so people are like, oh, you don't want to look like a people pleaser. So that's interesting. So do I then succumb to that? Do I then succumb? Is it succumb? I don't know. Do I then let that influence me, that now I'm looking like a people pleaser, so now I have to play a different front? No, that's where it gets really, really tricky, right? Because if you know, if you say the way that you're dressing looks like you're a people pleaser, and then I change it in order to not be a people pleaser, that's the ultimate form of people pleasing, right? You see what I'm saying? So ultimately, I'm going to say what I want, I'm going to dress how I want, I'm going to do what I want, and you should too. But it doesn't mean that you don't change. It doesn't mean that you don't grow. It doesn't mean that you don't learn more things and change your style. Again, it's about being congruent with where you are right now and what you believe. Now, if people talk to you and they convince you of things and tell you to change something, and it convinces you from a mental standpoint, not because you want to please them or because you're embarrassed or you're self-conscious or any of these things, then it makes sense to make those changes. And you should be making changes throughout your life. You have seen in my videos, if you've been watching for a long time, me make changes, right? Some of these were intentional changes. Some of them are natural changes, but they all flowed out of a genuine me changing, not me trying to put up a front. And so it can definitely be confusing here. So the other thing I want to say about this with by the way, just what I'm doing, just making this video, addressing this, to some of you, you're going to say, man, that sounds like he's making up excuses and he's trying to justify what he's doing. That sounds really weak and really pathetic. And that sounds like he's really people pleasing. He's really like, he cares what people think so much that he's making this video on this kind of, and that's fine, right? That's fine if you think that, and maybe there's some kernel of truth to it. My mindset, why I'm making the video, is because I believe that this is something I want to address. I believe this is something that there's some truth to, and something that we should discuss. Not the actual wearing of shirts, but this idea of these levels of people pleasing, or your motives for doing things, or how much you care about what other people think. And I did a video on how to not give a shit, why not to give a shit, and I, for the most part, don't. I've come a long way. There's still more ways to go with that, but that's what I got to say about that. So you could say what you want, but I am where I am, and I'm doing it based on where I'm at. I'm doing what I'm doing based on there. All right, so moving on. There's another piece here that I wanted to address, which is the whole, do you want to turn off some people, right? Yes. I really, honestly, and I'll tell you the truth here, some of you really like me, some of you really hate me that watch this channel, and some of you are new, and you will eventually really like me or really hate me. That's it. Like there is no in between. And you know what? If you really like what I say and you like this channel, that's fucking great. That's awesome. If you don't, if you hate it and you just are like, man, I just like to watch this. Someone was saying like people that watch or listen to Howard Stern, even just to hate him. That's fucking great as well, because both of you two types of groups are going to share the content and leave comments and be fired up one way or the other. I just don't want the neutral people. I want the channel to go somewhere. I want to reach the people that want to be reached. I don't care about putting out some generic information and trying to cater to the masses, right? When you try and cater to the masses, you actually appeal to no one. It's better to be more specific, to be more polarizing, to fucking piss people off, or to say things that people fucking love, right? So that's where I'm at, and this all sort of ties in, right? It comes down to the same thing with the clothing and the shirts and the choices. I got plenty of comments. I did this video on like top programming languages for 2017. For some SEO, really. And I wore a backwards hat and tank top, and some people are like, oh, it's so unprofessional, blah, 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 or whatever, right? But that's a great video to go way up there in views because it's a very polarizing video. So there's some huge benefit to that. So this is sort of a meta video. And I just like to, from time to time, give you guys my sort of thoughts on this. And you know what? I've never been I've never done a YouTube channel before. This is the first time in my life. I've been doing it for a while now. I'm learning. I'm growing, right? You're seeing this. You're seeing my progress through this. And certain things are going to be, quote, missteps. But they're not missteps because they're authentically where I'm at that point, right? I mean, and this is just, just to think about it in your own life. you're not really fucking up. You're not really screwing up, because that's where you are. It's the mindset that you have going forward that matters, right? Because you are what you are, right? You can't change that. You could be inauthentic to that. And I talk about this all the time about changing, about how you got to change your nature, which is going to mean changing your mindset. So really, what you need to do is live what you are now. Okay, and that's what I'm doing. And if I'm in the tight shirt phase of my life, then I'm in the tight shirt phase of my life. But I can look at that objectively about myself and say, that's what I'm choosing this. I understand what the perception is of some people. It doesn't fucking matter. I'm still choosing it. So whatever, right? But the point is to be self-aware of these things, and they can change, and that's fine. And as your mindset changes, as you gain new information, sometimes as you gain feedback and comments from other people, and you observe the world and the way that they react to you, you will naturally change. Your nature will change, and then your actions will change. And as long as you're continuing to be authentic and accepting of who you are and what you're doing right now, because you could never be anything but that, then you'll be fine, and you can grow, and we're all going to grow and progress. And there will probably be a version of me, of John Sonmez, hopefully doing YouTube videos, maybe not, I don't know, but in 2 years from now, that will look at this video and think I'm a chump, think I'm so needy and so wanting people's attention and caring what other people think. That maybe I may look at myself, that version of me 2 years from now. I may look at my videos where I'm wearing the infamous blue tight shirt and say, what a fucking douchebag. I can't believe that guy would wear that shirt, just trying to show off. Like, what? Oh man, embarrassed by that. That's that guy. I don't know about that guy. I wouldn't want to be seen with that guy. But you know, that's that may happen, or maybe that it goes the other way. Maybe I start doing videos with no shirt on. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. Okay, but I will tell you this, and I will promise you this: that whatever is happening, whatever direction I go, as weird as I may go, and I may go down some weird fucking paths, it's going to be because I have decided to go down that path, not because I'm afraid of what someone told me, not because I'm afraid of what people think, not because of any of those things, although I may take information into account, but it's going to be what I chose. And that's how I've decided to live my life. That's how I've decided to make this YouTube channel, right? And that's important to me. Like, if I rank the things #1 in priority, right? It's not looking fucking cool all the time, because if I could do that, I could just show you, I could do a lot of jump edits on the videos, or have my editor do that, and I could only do stuff when I'm looking perfect, and I could have things scripted out, and you could just get this view of me that I'm like a Ty Lopez. Yeah, I know, it's a joke, okay? But you know what I'm saying? Like, I could do that, but that's not my #1 priority, right? Even if it makes me look like a douchebag sometimes, even if it makes me look weak sometimes, even if it makes me look pathetic or exposes some of my vulnerabilities sometimes, okay? I did a video on vulnerabilities, check that out. My #1 thing is to be genuine and authentic, and I can't do it always perfectly, but I'm willing to do that. That's what I'm about. That's when I rank the values the highest. That is #1, and I think that's the reason why I've been able to be successful here on what I consider to be successful, and it's what's important to me. I'm not doing this for the fucking money. I'm not doing this for the fucking fame. I'm doing this because being genuine and authentic and helping people by doing that and helping them to be that is what is a super, super high, like one of the #1 values in my life. So there you have it, long ass rant. If you like this video, if you hate this video, click subscribe. Talk to you next time. Take care. Keep wearing those tight ass shirts. All right.